Michael. How are you today?
I'm okay, Terry, and you?
Well, I'm grand. It's Saturday today, and a week today is Record Store Day 2020.
It is, and this is going to be a quick guide to how it works, how it differs from previous years, and obviously we'll have a quick run through some of the releases that are going to push the buttons for people.
For the uninitiated, what is Record Store Day, Michael?
Well, Record Store Day is a celebration of independent record shops and vinyl culture. I think is probably the best way of putting it. It started probably at a low ebb in vinyl sales around about 10 years ago, and it was initially in a US only venture, but it's been going in the UK for not far off 10 years now. And we've been involved with it, as you know, here for probably 6 or 7 years now.
So this obviously is a delayed version of Record Store Day from April, so I guess we're expecting the usual people queuing from 4 a.m. in the morning?
No, it's going to be very different this year. First of all, the original batch of releases has been split up into 3 drop dates.
Right.
And some releases have dropped out already. We've had things like the Neil Young Homegrown Record Store Day release, which
just as well, really.
Yeah. Indeed.
Sorry.
You couldn't help yourself there.
No, sorry.
Not your favourite album, as we know from the Four Idle Hands
podcast.
No, Evisceration that Terry did.
Yeah,
so some of those have dropped out, and it's spread over 3 months now, but Saturday the 29th of August is the principal drop date, so most of the releases are coming out next Saturday, and then there's a smaller batch in September and October.
So there's no, how's it going to work then? How's the day going to look for people who want to come in and pick up their records?
It is going to be very different because, as you know, people have queued from early in the morning previous years, and we're in the middle of a public health emergency wrapped in a local lockdown, so it's just not possible for us to have people queuing safely out in the street, so we're taking measures to avoid that. And the simplest way to do it was to say, don't come if you've not booked in advance. We've got a booking app which we'll run through in a second, but do not queue outside. The door will be locked. You'll not be allowed in if you haven't got a booking made in advance, and that's basically to control the number of people who are in the shop and keep it as safe as possible.
Right, okay. And we're obviously a week to go today. Next Saturday, is it 29th next Saturday?
29th, yeah.
So when can people start to we'll run through the app later on, but how can they start to make their bookings?
Well, the booking app is called Book a Shop, and you'll find it on the Google Play Store and also the Apple App Store as well. So you need to download that in advance, so get it prepared, and then on Friday at 6 o'clock in the evening, bookings will go live. So you'll be able to book a spot to come in and pick up the records on either Saturday the 29th or Sunday the 30th. And basically you'll have a 15-minute slot to pick up your records and possibly have a quick browse as well. Right.
So obviously the one thing, the queue system in the past is people obviously want to get in to get their key releases that they want. So how will that work? How will they?
Well, we're going to try and take as much indecision out of it as is possible to do, and the way that we'll do that is once you've made your booking, you need to email in a list of the records that you're interested in. On a Friday night, we will basically prepare what stock is available for each customer coming in, and the whole idea is that you'll be in the shop for as little time as is feasibly possible, and obviously we're trying to organise as much in advance to keep everybody as safe as possible. Okay,
so basically what we're doing is taking what we've done in the past, going down the queue, taking the list, bringing it all forward. They come in, have a chat, and or pick up the stuff that the next person comes in. So.
Exactly. Now, because it is a wee bit different this year, making the booking for whatever it is, 9 o'clock on Saturday morning, that's significant, obviously, in the sense that you're coming in early, but it doesn't necessarily mean that you will get first dibs on the stock.
Right.
It's the first person to make the booking. Doesn't matter what time they're coming in, whether it's 3 o'clock on Saturday, 3 o'clock on Sunday, or 9:15 on Saturday morning. They get first dibs on the stock. So I'll have a list printed out from the booking app, and it'll be done strictly on the basis of who booked first.
Okay, that seems a fair way to do it, isn't it? So,
I think so. I think it's the only way that we can do it. Most things we've got a decent stock of, so I don't see huge issues in terms of being able to supply what people want. But there are a couple of honourable exceptions which we'll go through in a minute.
Okay, all right, that sounds good. So, going on to obviously the excitement of the day, and I'm pretty sure we'll still have a bit of excitement on Record Store Day, I would imagine. So, what sort of releases are we talking about this week? Is there any sort of Kylie 12 inches we can go for?
Strangely enough, there is a Kylie 12 inch. Nobody has asked for it. There are hundreds of releases out next Saturday, and my pockets aren't deep enough to take them all in on the chance that I might sell them. So, I've kind of worked off the base on the basis of people's wants list. And unfortunately for Kylie fans, nobody wanted. It's
I'm looking at you, by the way, Kylie fans.
Yeah.
So.
And you, Giorgio Moroder fans, because it's a collaboration thing.
Okay.
But it wasn't the fanciest thing in the world. There was no picture sleeve. It was basically just a PVC cover with a really muddy grey coloured disc inside it. So expense was spared rather than no expense spared on it. So we don't have that one.
No, so what have we got, Stu?
Okay. Well, we'll run through some things that people might be interested in. First one I've got here is Manson's The Dead Flowers project. This is his first time out on vinyl. It is, if you like, an alternative version of Paul Draper's Manson 6 album, which they were concerned that it wasn't going to meet with the record company's approval. So this is the alternative version, and that will be pretty sought after. Terry, you got one there?
Oh, here's the Black Keys, Let's Rock, which is their last album. So this is a double album. It's 45 miles per hour MPH. So obviously, I don't know what's inside this. Obviously, it's sealed and wrapped in black plastic. So
you'll never know until you buy it.
I think it's very limited as well, isn't it?
It's extremely limited. We just got a couple of those, so you will need to book early if you want that.
All right.
This is another popular one. This is Charleton's Live It Like You Love It 2 LP. It's one of 2 Charletons released this year. There's also Chemical Brothers.
Is that 12 inches?
It is, yeah. But that would be a popular release.
Okay. I've got here my favourites, Motorhead, Ace of Spades, and a Ace of Spades picture disc. So the B-side is Dirty Love, and obviously the picture is the classic album cover from Ace of Spades.
What's not to like about that, Terry?
Absolutely.
Good. Okay, we've also got New Order Peel Sessions, 3 tracks from 1983, I think, as far as I know. Okay. So that'll be a popular release as well. And there's a couple of Gorillaz releases this year.
C-sides and B-sides.
Exactly. So this is 1 LP one, and there's 2 LP which dates from Demon Days, isn't it?
Okay, alright. One of my favourites, the Sugar Hill Gang, have another sort of album out this year, which is their initial first album. It's the 40th anniversary edition. I bought the box set last year. Was it last year before? The 4 12 inches. Yeah. Which regularly gets played, and I can highly recommend the Sugar Hill Gang.
We've also got local faves, Ocean Colour Scene, yet another reissue from them. This is one from The Modern.
How's the numbers on that one? Is that usually
we've actually got quite a few of those, so I think even people arriving or booking a bit later should get one of those.
Okay.
A guy that I saw last year at the Beach Ballroom, Guy Newman. Okay. This is the kind of Savage tour that he did with the Scaparis Orchestra in Bridgewater Hall in Manchester. 3 LP, very nice thing, so that'll be a popular one. You're a bit of a Kinks fan, Terry.
I do like the Kinks, so this is, it's called Chronicles. So this is basically sort of remastered 1972 album compilation, limited edition gatefold sleeve.
Yep, show it to the people.
Oh, sorry, in red, in lovely red vinyl, and going for steel. So how are the numbers on this one?
We've got a good few of those, so it should be alright on that one.
I like the cover actually with the sort of the guard guy with the Queen.
Cool. Dave Bowie, perennial favourite for Record Store Day. 2 releases this year. They're available either on vinyl or CD. We've got stock of both.
Okay.
So this is Changes Now, which is a session from 1996.
Always usually fairly sort of big demand, that sort of thing.
Yeah, you a minimalism fan, Terry?
Well, I'm not particularly actually, but I was listening to Brian O the other day where he does the thing with David Byrne, which is quite interesting. But there's 2 releases here. One is Philip Glass.
Essential box set, there'll be a lot of takers to that. And this Eno album is a soundtrack to a documentary on Dieter Rams, the man who came up with the kind of principles of design, which is basically remove anything that's unnecessary in order to make a thing work. Kind of form follows function sort of guy, very influential.
The last thing I listened to him was The Ship, so he did the soundtrack.
Yes.
The Ship, which I saw the art installation in Prague or something.
Oh yeah, and Dieter Rams is probably one of the big influences for Jonathan Ive, the guy who designed the interface for your iPod and your iPhone. So all those kind of coloured buttons, that's all down to this guy.
We love a coloured button.
Yeah, a couple of singles, Terry.
Oh,
you can take that what's there.
7 inches now, so we have Black Sabbath, Evil Wicked World, so there we go. It's a lovely double single. What's the other one?
It's Picture This.
Picture This,
yeah,
right, so Paranoid and the Lizard. We have Madness, Work, Rest and Play, again sort of double picture disc, triple gatefold, double 7-inch.
Yeah, not many of those, but we do have a few, but a lot of shops have got very poor stock of it. This one here is Biffy Clyro, the modern leper, isn't it? Yeah.
Which is a cover of Frightened Rabbit, obviously, so that's I imagine quite well sought after. So.
Tell us about the album, Terry, it's good.
The album is brilliant, actually, so basically it's all these sort of global Craig Finn, etc., doing cover versions of Midnight Organ Fight from Frightened Rabbit, and this is particularly my favourite song on that album. So
yep, good. Okay.
I also Pink Floyd, Arnold Lane, which is from the Sid Barrett concert, so it's a 7-inch with an X B-side, so again Pink Floyd fans getting early for that one.
Yeah, and this one is really tremendous. I really recommend this.
It's fake news, man.
Yeah, this is Steve Earle, and this is Times Like These. Terry, you got this album. It's about the coal mining industry in the States.
It is, although actually the song Times Like These is not on our album, but the B-side is, which is The Devil Put the Coal in the Ground, so I would highly recommend this one from Steve Earle. And it's coincided nicely because Trump's doing his speech in Gettysburg next week for his he's going to be president again, right?
Yeah,
so.
how ridiculous is that? Him going to Gettysburg? I mean, that's Abraham Lincoln territory, isn't it?
Certainly not. We also have the Acoustics, Dying for It, so imagine this is going to be on demand as well.
Flip it over.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah, and the Vaselines, who played in the tunnels before lockdown, very good. They were too. Big influence on Nirvana. And this thing, Terry, this here.
Now, I thought this was a picture disc.
Yeah.
But it's not.
It is and it isn't.
Right.
It is and it isn't. So this is a new Morrissey 10-inch, which is it's a one-sided release on clear vinyl, but the crafty buggers have managed to incorporate this image onto the B side, so it should play better than a picture disc.
Okay, that's good.
It's quite a nice thing. If I hold up to the light there, Stu, you can see right through it.
So I think that was just basically a wide selection of stuff, a great selection of records. It's all going to be delivered safely, socially distant. Obviously the same regulations apply coming in the shop. You've got to wear a mask, you've got to do your hands.
Yes, you've got to use hand sanitizer. If you have made a booking and we've got the records together for you, you'll get them in a plastic bag. We'll be using hand sanitizer the whole time, so there's no multiple handling of the records this time.
Perfect, right. So we'll see you all.
Yeah, look forward to seeing you next weekend. Remember, 6 o'clock on Friday. Download the Book a Shop app in advance. Get yourself set up on that. When you're putting your mobile number in, take the 0 off the start of it. So if it's 07789, take that first 0 off, and that way you'll get your verification code.